I've been really excited to share this build with you. I've been wanting to do like a themed week, I suppose, of a bunch of different Japanese builds, and I thought it would be just perfect starting off with this rustic, charming, old tea house. I tried to do like a themed week the first week of February, where I wanted to do like a bunch of different Nordic inspired builds, and I ended up doing 2 builds. I don't think you could call it a week of anything if you only do 2 builds, so that was a bit disappointing. I'm working on like Nordic Week Part 2 with more than 2 builds. But anyway, I'm a bit more prepared for what I've declared Japanese Week, and I thought this was the perfect build to start the week off with. It is based on a real life tea house in Kyoto, and I'm going to leave a link to the article I found about it down below, so you can check out where I got the inspiration from. I should say it's loosely inspired, but because I did run into some challenges. The tea house in Kyoto is machiya, and I probably butchered the pronunciation. Basically it's a townhouse, which, well, you can't really do townhouses in The Sims 4, can you? Unless you put them all on the same lot. Then I suppose you can do townhouses, but you can't. Yeah. See, that's that's the thing I got to thinking about. On my wish list for The Sims 5, I really hope we get some greater freedom with the lots. Both in like placing the lots maybe, or building all the way out to the edge of the lot. If that's in any way gonna be possible, that would be lovely, so we can have like actual townhouses without having to have them on the same lot. Could be so nice. Oh well, you can dream, can't you? Anyway, part of the reason I wanted to do this like sort of old-fashioned or old-looking rustic build is also because I wanted to use that swatch from Snowy Escape, which is very sort of old-looking dark wood. It looks like it's been standing out in the weather for 100 years or something. But I found out that the wallpaper swatch, which matches the windows and the columns that I used here, looks kind of horrible when you put it all together. Well, it is. I don't know. I think it becomes too much. So I used this wood paneling from Seasons instead. So this ended up being a free pack build. Obviously Snowy Escape. If it's Japanese, you gotta use Snowy Escape. Well, you don't have to, but it's a help. Seasons, as I mentioned, and Get Together, one of my favorite packs. Mainly because I wanted it to be a cafe, because I'm thinking, I suppose cafes are the closest we have to tea houses. So I want it to be usable as a cafe you can visit. So one of the things that the tea house I'm basing it on can boast is it has like a number of courtyards and sort of secluded private gardens. So I wanted to at least attempt to do something similar in this build. So we have all these sort of walls and gateways separating up this honestly quite small lot. So we can get like a number of different areas, and we get a Zen garden as well. I mean, if you have the chance to include a Zen garden, why not? Another thing to note about a machiya is that they're pretty distinct in that they have like the commercial area or the store in the front of the building, and then there's this very long, slim building with a number of courtyards and the living space in the back. Now, I obviously didn't do that, both because, the lot doesn't really fit that. And also, I don't know, for some reason I put that little house with the living area right in the front of the build, and then I put the whole tea house and, commercial area and all the gardens in the back. So yeah, in that sense I also failed in recreating what I was inspired by. But that's okay, I was inspired by it. It wasn't like a fateful recreation, it's just inspired by it. I'm really happy with how this is going to sound a bit stupid. I really like these small sort of gateways. I think they ended up looking really, really cute. And did a lot, to, as I mentioned, sort of split up the area or section it off into different areas. One thing I haven't made full use of yet, I think, is the debug menu in Snowy Escape, because you see all these gorgeous plants. I really love them, and this sort of stone I placed as well. They're all from debug in Snowy Escape. It has like a really great debug menu, so that's definitely, if you need reasons to buy this pack, then it's gonna sound strange, but the debug is a plus. Strange, but true. I was a bit, well, I don't want to say obsessed, but maybe I was a bit obsessed with making the exterior, look how I wanted it to look, which did mean I ran into a bit of trouble figuring out how to do the interior, because there's not a lot of space inside, so the downstairs here ended up basically, just, being where I fit a stair and the espresso bar, because that's all I had room for. And then I did a bit more of like a traditional sort of tea room upstairs. A bit more, I suppose it's some, for private occasions or something. The private company can go up here. A bit more secluded compared to like that outdoor. I don't want to call it a tourist trap. I had this whole this is story of the house made up. Then this historical building that's been turned out into this sort of tourist trap. So I don't know. Oh yeah, fun fact. The tea house this is based on was sold to an evil American conglomeration or corporation. Well, I don't know if they're evil, but but it is still a tea house because Starbucks do sell tea as well. They also sell coffee, but I found it quite interesting to see how they sort of had to fit into this historic street in Kyoto, so they couldn't have like the amount of branding they would normally have. But again, I did that article I talked about at the start of the video. It's all in there if you want to take a look. But I found it quite cool in a way that I suppose the modern day can sort of fit together with these historic buildings. It can fit together with the past. It's quite cool. Anyway, so this little living quarter, and I haven't decided who actually lives here. Is it the proprietor of the tea house? Is it someone completely different who lives here? I don't know. But in any case, it's a lot more bright and modern. I thought it's like a newly renovated house compared to the tea house in the gardens. And it has like all the accommodations you might wish for, except a bathtub. I really wanted a bathtub, but I wasn't able to make it fit in, so no bathtub in this build. But it has like a full kitchen, and it has this little study area which is fully functional. It is playtested. I've playtested this whole build before I put it on the gallery. It has a double bed, and it has like shower and a toilet and everything you need in a very tiny little bathroom, which it is only functional because of this shower head, but it works. Yeah, all in all, I'm really happy with how this build turned out, and I think it's an excellent start to my week of Japanese builds. So on Wednesday I'm hoping to get the next build up, and I can sort of tease that build by saying my inspiration for it was like Studio Ghibli meets the Burrow if the Weasleys were Japanese. That's sort of the motivation I had for that build. If that intrigued you in any way, then you're welcome to come back on Wednesday or subscribe so you'll be notified. In any case, I hope you have a lovely day.